we overlook or underestimate the sense of direction that can come from just taking a little time to sit alone with ourselves, to sit in the quiet and say, I'm not gonna get my ideas about what a good life is from external sources of stimulation.
What is up, guys? My name is Victor and welcome back to another video. This one's a little bit different. I've always been interested in productivity, especially over the last couple of years. It's really become more and more part of my life. We're already into 2021. It's February right now. I just completed a very special challenge to me. Let me give you guys a bit of a backstory. On January 1st, a very cool documentary came out about minimalism, which was created by one of my favorite YouTubers, Matt Diavella. He's a specialist on like productivity videos and self-betterment and like just how to live a overall more fulfilled life. And he's always doing experiments and things like that. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you know who he is. I finished that documentary and it inspired me to give the 30-day challenge, the 30-day less is now challenge a go, which essentially is on day one of the challenge. On day one of the 30 days, you get rid of one thing. On day two, you get rid of two things. On day three, three things, so on and so forth. It ends up being, I think, around 465 objects in total once you get to the final 30th day, because you're getting rid of 30 objects by then. But yeah, you have 1 month essentially to get rid of a ever-growing amount based on which day you are. Yeah, and there's very many benefits for that, so I would like to get into that now. You have to say action.
Go.
All right, so for days 1, 2, and 3, because we're starting this, well, we started this after we watched the documentary, so we have to kind of bunch up the first days together. We're gonna pick this light that I literally never use from IKEA. It's like a bed light. So that's one. Also something I never ever use, some Bose speakers. They've literally just been sitting in storage this whole time. Okay, this one's kind of funny, but it's a dab rig. I've never used this. Side note, never use this. Don't look at the weird residue there.
Wait,
it's been used a couple times.
Did you use it?
I've tried it. I've tried it a couple times. So that's 3. And then to get to 6, I have this workout band, this resistance band. Literally just stays behind my bed in my room. I'm gonna give that to my mom. And then I have these knee sleeves. Bought them a long time ago. They don't fit my legs. I got them chunky legs, so I'm gonna donate these. And then same thing with this. This is a smart TV. This is number 6. It's an LG smart TV thing. Makes your TV smart. I'm gonna donate that as well. So everything here, gonna donate or recycle if possible. The main reason I decided to do this was not just because of financial reasons. It actually inspired me to kind of pursue better practices in life overall and to not always be dragged in by that like instant gratification mentality. You know, everyone these days, especially with Amazon, you get that instant gratification almost on a daily basis. And with these delivery drones coming in soon, we're probably going to be able to get that instant gratification a lot sooner. So probably within a couple hours, depending on where you live. So yes, this is good for humanity, and yes, we're evolving to a point where things are just happening quicker and quicker. But is this good for here, and even here, your pockets? I think not. A lot of the things that you buy, especially from the Amazons, and a lot of these things you don't really need. And yes, it feels good to order these things at the time, but One of the things that's mentioned in the documentary that really resonated with me was, yeah, you feel good for like 1 or 2 days after purchasing the item, but then you kind of just go back into like the regular state of being, and you're like, oh, when can I get that next instant gratification? When can I get that next item to make me feel happy? So taking this challenge into account, I've really found that it's helped with my mentality, my happiness, and my overall outlook, and just my overall well-being. And not to mention, everything's just a lot cleaner. So if you guys want to skip to a certain part that you're very interested in with regards to those 4 things, I have them split in the timeline below, so feel free to scrub along and see which part you're more interested in. But if not, enjoy and follow along with me through the rest of this video, because there's a lot of information and I gathered quite a bit of experiences from this 30-day challenge. So all of this stuff up here, rarely touch it, except for that. I touch that sometimes. Just kidding. This is the main thing I use, but like, look at this. This should go in recycling. All of this stuff, don't touch it. Right, so what have you done so far?
Okay, so Vic caught up on day 4. I am on day 5, but I got a little ahead of myself and got to day 10. So the sooner you get started, the sooner and the faster you get this done. And it's not a race, but as soon as you start, it's so much easier. So over the last 2 days, I've compiled 2 piles of random shit that I don't use.
It's actually stuff
that I don't use, or stuff that I don't use enough to keep and to hold on to, including and not limited to like some stuffed animals, like a visor I would use if I played tennis.
Yeah.
Pajamas. I don't know why I need like 27 sets of PJs when like I don't even sleep in PJs.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like random golf head set I don't need because I have all my golf heads on, and I've literally had these for years and never used them. And then some decorative
things.
You know, I've always looked at and thought, I don't like those anymore. Like, I need to just get rid of those, and I've just kept them where they are. So.
And things are already feeling more clean. Like, you just get a lot more of a kind of clean aesthetic down everywhere. But yeah, that's how it's going so far.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, moving into it. What did I gain from it? Well, first of all, less clutter. So cleaner spaces, cleaner living. When you wake up, you feel, it's kind of hard to explain, but you feel, I don't know if it's like an aura, or it's just in your head, or if it's like a general vibe going on in the room, but you feel just a better vibe and a better feeling overall when there's less things kind of taking up space. It just feels cleaner and nicer, and believe it or not, it does do a lot for your mental state. Sorting through all these clothes and things. I used to use this as a underwear drawer and pants drawer, but once all this clothing gets sorted, I'm really not gonna need it, so I figured I would donate it. All right, we are on day 15, halfway. Whoa, losing my balance. All this decluttering is just messing with my balance. Nice joke, Victor. Wow! Okay, anyways, so I've already got a lot more space by getting rid of that kind of unnecessary cubby that I had there. It held underwear and socks, but as I declutter clothing, I'm expecting to have a lot more space in like this drawer and that drawer. So it just makes more sense to donate the cubby to someone who would use it more. One of the things I wanted to talk about real quick, I'm like just over halfway. It's technically day 15, but in my notes, I'm on day 18. Like I said, I want to keep a little leg up on this so I don't like hit a busy day of work and then realize like, oh shit, I have to do all this decluttering. So I'm staying a bit ahead of the task. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was, as I'm going through these clothes, and for me in particular, it's t-shirts. I'm starting to notice that, one, I don't need all of these t-shirts, but two, I'm having a hard time picking which ones I want to donate, because a lot of them are really cool. They're either nerdy or nostalgic, or they, I just look at them and I'm just like, shit, I really like this shirt. Shit, I really like this shirt. Shit, I don't want to give this shirt away. So I guess the hard part that I'm trying to convey is you kind of have to make some sacrifices. You have to think like, okay, yes, I like this shirt, but do I wear it enough to the point where I need to keep it? And the whole thing of like, does it add enough value to my life? So currently going through that process, and it's a little tricky now. We're definitely over the halfway mark, and I just have to kind of make those decisions. So something to keep in mind if you're getting rid of some clothing that you're inevitably going to find out that you like a lot of the clothes you have. That's why you bought them in the first place. But keep thinking, does it add value? Number 2, after finishing this challenge, I've noticed a much more positive outlook. I don't know, it's hard to say, but I feel like the clutter really adds to, and I don't want to sound ignorant or anything, but I think it can add to depression and overall negative feelings. So at least in my experience, I feel a lot happier, a lot more positive without having all these things, these unnecessary things. In the documentary, they just call it stuff, unnecessary stuff. It just kind of clouds your judgment, clouds your mentality, and it just doesn't allow you to be happy. So I've noticed definitely an uptick in my mood every day from morning to night. There just seems to be a more positive jump in my step. I guess maybe it is the fact that you're knowing that you're not controlled by this consumerist mindset, I think is a better way of putting it. I guess being disconnected or detached from that consumerist mentality and realizing that you don't need to buy all these things, I think that helps make you feel happier. This is me carrying a shit ton of clothes to donate. Number 3, we have the financial aspect of it. You really don't realize how much money you can save when you don't buy these unnecessary things, all of this stuff. It ends up just being junk essentially and taking up space either in your closet, in your drawers, and you literally never see it again. I can't tell you how many times I would rummage through things that I was trying to, get rid of. But yeah, I was like, wow, I totally forgot I had this. Why do I even have this? It's just sitting there. So yeah, I've noticed that quite a few times throughout the whole challenge. Getting to the actually making money part too, I managed to sell a bunch of things, like a bunch of old PS4 games I didn't play, some Nintendo 3DS and DS games, a bunch of amiibos, which I used to hold a huge value in, but really, did they actually have any value to me at all? Looking back on it now, I think not. Yeah, you have the tangible item, but you have your knowledge of the stuff here, and you can still hold all your memories here, so I don't really find value in having those amiibos anymore. So yeah, just all these things that you collect over time, you can sell them to other people who want them, and I've made almost an extra $800 from it. I sold like 25 PS4 games that were just sitting there, old ones that I would never play again. Same thing for the DS and 3DS games. And yeah, just statues and books and clothes and things you don't really need. Oh, one more thing. Okay, so I'm finishing up these days, right? Like I mentioned several times already. Shut up, Victor, I know. But look at this. Product boxes. Product boxes on product boxes on product boxes on more product boxes. Yeah, there's a Funko Pop there, but literally this entire mess, I guess, of product boxes was in these bottom drawers here. Like, I don't know, I guess at the time I didn't know, and I was just keeping the boxes for maybe one day I'd sell them, or who knows what, return it or something. But the odds of that happening are literally, like, I'd say under 2%. it's a made up statistic, but you get the point. You're never gonna do anything with those boxes, so why the hell are you keeping them? The amount of boxes I've gotten rid of, just empty boxes where like I either have the product and I use it still, or I've sold the product without the freaking box. So if you sell the product, you're not gonna use the box more than likely. So just recycle that bitch right when you get it. Just put it in the recycling. So something I learned during this challenge. The fourth and most important one to me that I've found throughout this challenge is, I know kind of ties in with everything, but I think it deserves its own category, and that is the idea of freedom. I think the state of happiness and this more positive vibe that you have after being more minimalist and keeping it with you throughout your life, I think it's the idea that you're free and detached from this consumerist mentality. Like, ever since I finished the challenge, and actually when I started the challenge, the idea of buying something just for the sake of buying it because I wanted it instead of needing it has totally disappeared. I don't really find the need to go on Amazon or my favorite shopping site and get that new gadget or get that silly thing that I really don't need. So there's something correlating with the quick surge of dopamine that you get when you buy something. I guess looking back on it now, I don't know why we all chase that feeling, because you feel way better when you know you're detached from that need or that want. But yeah, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. I hope you gathered some value from it. I hope perhaps you maybe would try this out yourself if you've stuck around to the end of this video and watched it all. Yeah, if by some small chance Matt DiVella ends up watching this, I just want to say thank you very much for doing this, for inspiring so many people, and for always pushing this mentality forward in all of your content. And I just want to say that it's really made an impact on my life, and I appreciate it very much. But other than that, guys, if you found any value in this video, if you enjoyed this style of video, which I plan to make a bit more productivity style videos like I mentioned at the beginning, drop a like, leave a comment, let me know what you'd be interested in watching, and if you feel like doing so, you can always hit that subscribe button. That is it for this one, and I will see you in the next one very soon. So stay tuned. Peace.